Hello Uplanders, did you know that in racing there are 3 new racetracks? I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide. In this video, I'm going to explain a little bit about how these new racetracks came to be and also the best way for you to find out exactly where these racetracks are on the map. Upland recently held a contest called the Great Racetrack Challenge, where they asked players to define their own racetrack in the city of San Francisco. The 3 tracks that I'm going to show you now are the ones that won this contest. In the future, any player will be able to create their own racetrack in Upland, and I even created a video that will help players brainstorm different ways that they can provide value around creating a racetrack. Take a look at the video in the upper right-hand corner. These 3 winning tracks are excellent examples of providing value within Upland. The first winner created a track called the Bullet Car Chase Loop, and this is based off of the 1968 movie called Bullet. We can see that this track outlines the real-world movie racetrack from the movie Bullet. This is a great example of taking something in the real world and applying it to Upland. People who are movie fans might be inclined to race this track. It is something that's very related to pop culture, and I think this is a great application of combining the real world with the metaverse. Now, this picture here was obviously taken from Google Maps, but if you wanted to go ahead in Upland and see where this racetrack is, I guess the only way would be to take this address, put it into Upland, and just remember and jump back and forth between this map and the in-game map to see exactly where this map goes. I have created an alternative method with the Upland Guide World Maps. We can zoom in here on San Francisco, and in addition to seeing some of these racetracks, there's a lot of other great information here where we can see a lot of these NFLPA legit shops as well as Block Explorer shops. But here, as we zoom in, we can also see these racetracks. And these racetracks include the first 3 racetracks, the Marina Run, the Genesis Loop, and Mission District. And here we can see exactly where the Bullet Car Chase Loop is. We also see the neighborhoods and its proximity to some of these other meta ventures. Now, this isn't a perfect solution, but what it does have is an opportunity to learn more about each of these meta ventures or racetracks. I will be adding other things in the future as well. From here, there are also descriptions and links to some of these meta ventures. There are also nodes on this map, so you can learn more about the different nodes that exist in Upland as well and get connected to those communities. Make sure to check out the link in the description below to head over to this map, as well as check out the link in the upper right-hand corner where we have another video explaining more about these maps and how to utilize them when looking for a meta-venture to list your asset in. The second racetrack is Westwood Eclipse, and this one, in my opinion, does a great job to take a look at some of the unique city layouts in order to turn it into a fun racetrack. Zooming in here on the map, we can see exactly how it utilizes the unique neighborhood and street in order to create this fun loop. The third racetrack is called Midtown Terrace, and this one goes through the neighborhood Midtown Terrace. This neighborhood is a node and it is run by the UDU, and they are the very first node in Upland. It is run by player Ben68 as well as More Cheese, and in order to appreciate this racetrack, we actually have to go into the game and take a look at the neighborhood itself. We can see here just the amount of construction that has been done in this neighborhood. When racing through these streets, you will be able to see in 3D all of the structures and any outdoor decor or other 3D elements that you see on these properties. This racetrack that was submitted was actually not done by Ben68 or someone that was part of the node. The node itself has their own planned racetrack that they will be implementing as soon as that functionality is released to the community. And this brings up a really interesting point where in the future, one of the advantages is that anybody can create a racetrack in whatever streets that they would like to. And that's also the downside. It's possible that someone creates the exact same racetrack as you see here with a different start-stop address. That would make those racetracks different. In theory, you could have a near infinite number of racetracks using this exact same layout that you see here. At the end of the day, the creator of the racetrack will have to find out how to provide value to people so that they will come and race their racetrack. Visually, by racing tracks that have this exact same loop, you might be getting the same visual experience. But by changing the start-finish location of the race, you are creating a different track, meaning that there can be a near infinite number of different racetracks along this exact same loop. The question then becomes, why would you race one over the other? And that comes back to bringing value. If one racetrack is part of a specific community that brings you specific value, then you would probably prefer to race that one. Let me know in the comments below if you're preparing for car racing and what you would like to see in terms of some value being created by community members who do operate some of these racetracks. To learn more, make sure to check out these videos below.